Thank you to the Freedom House Board, Jamie, Katie, Gerardo, for presenting my father with this prestigious award today. I, of course, must thank Speaker Pelosi and Ambassador O'Brien, both for their support and for presenting me with this award on behalf of my father. If I went into everyone for all they do for my father and our family, we might be here all night, but I do want to thank, firstly, both houses of Congress, starting, of course, with Senator Scott and his wonderful team, and the teams we have the privilege of working with, everyone at our tables, and last but not least, certainly not least, President Trump and his administration for their commitment to my father's release. The Tiananmen Square massacre of 1989 was a defining moment in my father's life. It was for him, and for many in Hong Kong, a political awakening. Before the tanks rolled in, he was inspired by the protesters who were filled with hope for a better tomorrow. After the horror of the massacre, he helped many find safety abroad. He wrote a scathing critique of the premier, and he paid the price. He was forced to sell his company shortly thereafter. It wasn't long until he decided to go into the media business. It was right before the British handover, and many in Hong Kong wondered what fate awaited them. Here I will quote my father's recent testimony from his national security trial. I thought it was a good idea for somebody like me to participate in delivering freedom, because the more information you have, the more you are in the know, the more you are free. So came the birth of the newspaper Apple Daily. In its inaugural editorial, the newspaper promised not to cower in fear under pressure. It promised to be a voice for the Hong Kong people, a voice for the promised democratic reforms, and it was. Eventually, it too was forced to close by the CCP-backed authorities. When pressure came, and it always did, whether in the form of firebombs or the desertion of friends, my father took it in stride because he knew he was doing what was right. Even now, in prison, he knows he's a steward of God's gifts and answerable to him for how he uses them. My father was born as far away from freedom as one possibly could be. He was born in the mainland to an affluent family right before the establishment of the People's Republic of China. His family was declared the enemy of the people before he could walk or talk. As a boy of 8, he began working as a porter in a train station. It was there he met some passengers traveling from Hong Kong, and he gained a window into a different world he could only dream of. He arrived into Hong Kong 4 years later, and once there, Dad worked on factory floors, where he lost part of his fingertip and part of his hearing, but he gained so much more. Curiosity, a belief in the dignity of work, and a confidence that he too could succeed. And he very much did. When he came to America in the course of business, he was exposed to greater knowledge and ideas, and he embraced it. There's a Chinese saying that Dad used to print. Translated roughly, it goes, sometimes people need to have the courage to knowingly do what is impossible. Dad did that throughout his life. He showed courage in service of others and the ideal of freedom, which today we celebrate here. He didn't count the costs. Now my father is in a cell no bigger than a closet. He turned 79 this year, is in failing health, suffers from diabetes, heart issues, a severely compromised immune system. In the offices of Apple Daily, there used to be a banner. It said, colleagues, you've worked hard, and indeed they did. But perhaps today I can take the opportunity to say, Daddy, you've worked hard. I too believe there are some worthy but impossible fights. Securing your freedom, however, is both worthy and possible. With moral resolve, strenuous effort, and the aid of the Holy Spirit, I pray I'll see you soon. Thank you so much.